I feel like I've made three new best friends, beautifully flawed and messy best friends watching this movie, and it really felt like a love story between the friends, which something that I really liked about the film. And I just wondered, how much time did you get to spend with each other before the camera started rolling to help create that really sort of palpable on-screen connection that you have?
What was it, about 2 to 4 weeks, something like that, that we kind of just got to hang out and do the work, sort of get through the script and talk through scenes and develop our characters, but also we went away for a weekend together and we did the Crystal Maze escape room in London, all this sort of stuff, which was piles of fun, but also very enriched our experience and the characters a
Yeah,
lot.
it was something I fought really hard for. First of all, I love the queer review, so nice to see you. It was something I fought really hard for in terms of building in that camaraderie, making sure that we had that intimacy before we started shooting. I didn't want it to be something that we had to find on set. Because in order to believe this movie, you have to believe these people as very close, old, dear, best friends. And putting in that time in advance was so important because I think all of us can attest to the fact that we've walked onto film sets before, and you just have to kind of build that chemistry instantly with someone you've kind of maybe met once in a makeup truck or something. So it was important to give us that time so that we had the emotional and physical intimacy to just be able to play and not have to worry about any of that building tissue.
Anything you wanted to add, Ruth? Who's the
No.
best at karaoke?
What? Sorry?
Who's the best?
I said, was there anything you wanted to add? But
Do you think
then I was talking about karaoke.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't have been me. That was so painful. That
You were
was
the most
painful.
passionate.
When you've got no talent, you have to be passionate. You don't have much choice. But no, I mean, look at, you're playing friends and you have to have that kind of, that easy way of one another's space, and you can't be too polite. But also, you have to be careful you don't HR on your back to you. But you know what I mean? You need to have that kind of old, you wear each other like an old comforting cardigan. Do you know what I mean? And I think we managed to do that pretty well.
I thought you were going to say like an old boot.
Things, yeah, like an old boot or whatever item you choose. Familiar and loved and comfortable. So I think, yeah, we had a ball, really, to be fair.
Good. Well, it really comes across. It really comes across. And on film and TV, we quite frequently get a funeral scene, perhaps the graveside or in the church or something. But it's very rare that death is as central to the narrative as it is in this film and even in the title, which is a wonderful title, by the way. And Daniel, I just wondered if you could tell us a bit about what you wanted to explore as a writer, director, actor about grief, and maybe Himesh and Ruth, if you wanted to give us your take on what you think of that exploration. So starting with you, Daniel.
Yeah, I mean, I think I hoped that an audience that watches the movie who might be going through something similar feels comforted by it and feels comforted by the fact that my character doesn't know how to do it properly and is struggling through it and is asking questions of himself and others. That grief is not something, I think movies have romanticized this idea of what we should feel, how we should feel grief. The sliding down the wall crying moment. It doesn't happen like that. It doesn't happen in our bodies or some of us, it doesn't happen like that. And so to show a slightly different take on it, one that was a little bit more confused, one that was a little bit more kind of meandering in its path to self-discovery, felt truthful and it felt honest, and also being able to reveal the dynamics of a friendship in the wake of a loss and celebrate how important found family is in recovery and in comfort and ease and support, and how necessary our friends are in life. Yes, we have family, but our friendships are a different kind of family that has earned that kind of real estate in a movie.
And I think the thing for me, just to touch on the humor of it is you know, I mean, I'm sure, you know, there's studies and done on it and everything, but like, why do we need to laugh? You know, why do we need that release? Why do we need that? Because it's a natural painkiller, isn't it? It's something that crying as well, like that relief, that catharsis, those two things we need. Why do we need them? Because they heal us. They're a part of the healing journey. And for me, those two things, they live really side by side, and sometimes uncomfortably so. But that's life, isn't it? You know, I mean, I was going to mention the funeral scene. You know, the funeral scene, the actual funeral is brilliant because it contains those two things so close to one another. And they live quite happily together. And I think we forget that life is constantly oscillating between the two, and that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. and to be honest, that's kind of what really made me fall in love with the script, was that truthfulness and the fact that the story doesn't lean into any of the stereotypes that we've seen, like Dan mentioned. You know, when we're talking about this sort of subject on screen, it just felt really honest and truthful and original.
Yes, that's a good word, original.
Well,
Thanks, Himesh.
Daniel, Ruth. Thanks so much. Congratulations again on the film, and delight to talk to you all.
Thank you
so
very
much.
much.
Thanks.
Thank you,
Bye.
James.
Bye-bye.
Bye.